Solving a quadratic equation using the square root property, exact answers at advanced. In the previous topic, we had just x squared equals a number. And we found that we had to take the square root of both sides. And in doing so, you had a positive version of the answer and a negative version of the answer. You're going to have the same thing here also. So the first thing we've got to do is get to a point where we can actually square root both sides. With the way that it is listed here, we can't do that yet. So what we need to do is we need to take this negative 40 to the other side. Okay, so our step one is to move our number that's not in parentheses to other side. And of course, this is the same way we have been doing it. Since this is a negative, we're going to add 40 to both sides. So now we've got u minus 4 squared equals 40. Okay, so just like the previous topic, now we've got something squared equals a number. So in order to find the answer, we have to take the square root of both sides. My handwriting's a little messy there, but we'll go with it. And of course, this square root cancels the square, leaving us just, now of course this is the part where I'm going to separate it. So we've got u minus 4 equals, we've got a positive square root of 40 here, remember? And we'd have a negative version over here. So step 3. You should have two equations at this point. 2 equations. One positive and one negative. So of course we've got to keep going. So we're going to find the square root of 40. And the square root of 40, of course, if you punched it into your calculator or you do it manually, either way, you'd get 2 square root of 10. And I'm bringing this down over here also. So we've got a negative 2 square root of 10. Remember, because we have to have one positive, one negative answer. Okay, so the last step, of course, is we've got this negative 4 and we need to move it to the other side. Now, we can't combine this with what we have over there because what we have on the other side of the equal sign has a radical. So they're not like terms. And so as we're moving it, we're simply going to have u equals 4 plus 2 square root of 10. And of course, I'm going to kind of write the answer over here. Because in Alex, you'll go ahead, you'll put the positive version in. And you'll click to add another one. And you'll go ahead and put in the 4 minus 2 square root of 10. Okay, and again, the only time that you would have no solution with these problems is if, when you originally move, let's say up here, let me give an example. Let's say we had u minus 4 squared plus 40 equals 0. So when we moved it over, we'd end up having u minus 4 squared equals a negative 40 before we took the square root. So in this case, this would end up being an imaginary number, so therefore it would be a no solution. Okay, remember you won't have very many of these. You should have problems where you have 2 answers on all of them. So you'll have one positive and one negative answer for each one.